ومريم ابنة عمران التي أحصنت فرجها فنفخنا فيه من روحنا وصدقت بكلمات ربها وكتبه وكانت من القانتين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. I surprise I'm here again as a presenter and not a guest speaker. My name is Amina Adeyemi Abdulkarim. I have with me Alaja Basura Muhammad Rabiu. She is the Vice Principal of Vanguard Academy, Odoshengulu, Ijebu-Ode. She is here to present a topic, a word for polygamy. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نعمده ونشكره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهدي الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The point of discussion for today is a word for polygamy. In the world of today, Islam is a complete way of life, we all know. And the aspect we'll be looking at is that which concerns the institution of marriage. As you all know, polygamy is a word used generally to describe marriages of either man or woman to more than one wife or marrying more than one husband. This concept is as old as man in itself, because we know during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, even before the advent of Islam, we have what is known as polyandry. That's a situation where a woman marries more than one husband. And at the end of the day, if she gets pregnant, she will just give the baby to any one of them she wishes. And no one is free to deny. So the other one, which is popular and well known, which is historical in the history of man, is polygyny, where a man marries more than one wife. The institution of polygyny is as old as man in itself, is as historical as the institution of marriage itself. From the first man on earth till today, man by his nature is a polygamous entity. It's not peculiar to Islam. From the historical African community, from all the prophets of God, from Dawood, Sulaiman, the only exception possibly is the only one that did not marry, and that was Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, known as Jesus Christ. So it's not a news in the history of man. For man is a polygamous animal. So here, we need to understand the fact that Islam has its own meaning to polygamy, has its own rules and understanding to polygamy. If you listen to the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Al-Quran al-Karim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran chapter 4, Surah An-Nisa, verse 3, He says, فَأَنْكِهُوا مَا طَبَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَاعَ. That you can marry women of your choice, 2, 3, or 4. For the first time in the history of man, Islam is putting a limit to the number of women that a man can marry. We've had in the history, even in the present time, men marrying as much as 60 wives. Fella married up to 27.
Subhanallah.
Yes. So it's not a news. But Islam, Allah knowing the capacity of every individual man, knows that a man at a particular point in time cannot control more than 4 wives. No matter who you are, no matter your status, no matter your capability. So for the first time, Islam sets the limits for the man not to marry more than 4 at a particular time. So this in itself is historic in nature because it has never happened before. is only limited to Islam. But there are certain myths. In Islam, you now have conditions added that doesn't exist in any other system. That is the condition where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that وَإِن كِنْتُمْ أَلَا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدًا, where you know you cannot deal justly with, if you fear you can't deal justly with these women, marry only one. That is a condition on its own, that any man that wants to go into polygamy has to think twice. Do I have what it takes to manage this more than one woman at this point? You put yourself on assessment, because that is a condition that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed. So it puts limits, it puts cautions to it. So in Islam, the polygamy setting in Islam has conditions that are attached to it. That the man should have the capability, both in time and finances, to take care of the need of the woman they want to marry. Which, in contrast to what we see in the world of today, those who advocate for monogamy actually knows that there are polygamy going on illegally, such that you see situations where a man has a woman legally, but has a lot of mistresses, a lot of concubines
outside,
a lot of women outside. That's the situation where you see when a man dies, you now see several other women bringing children, which the first wife and the members of the family has never seen.
It's a pity.
And on most of the time, you see these children being a carbon copy of the man. So in condemning monogamy, we have indirectly allowed hypocritical monogamy, which does not even pay the women that are involved. But because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows by the nature of women, every woman is in need of a man. So such a woman will prefer to live on her own, unknown, until eventually when the end comes for the man. And I say, okay, children, come and pay the due right to your father. Even if at the end of the day, they have no right to the man, they have no right to inherit him, they have nothing to, but for the children to know after all, this is our father, and he has died, let us pay him the last homage. Which is on its own more unjust to the woman, even to her children, even to the setting of the society. So why not accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us justly and live within the limits of it? And let us all practice it with the fear of Allah and the conditions that He established with it, rather than pretending that we're in a monogamous setting, it is only me and my husband, when the man actually knows that it is me with so many women. Without caution, without limit. So, dear viewers, I think from here we should appreciate the standard set by Islam for a family setting where the man wants to marry more than a wife. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We've heard it all. It is clear now that when you're talking about polygamy, it has started before any of us was born, and we need to know that they are polygamists in nature. They either will like it or not, they will do it. So let us go back to the word of Allah so that it will be easier for us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Today you become man and wife, fulfilling the sunnah as way of life. Today you'll find serenity, may your life be filled with sincerity. There is no happier day in your life than the virtue of being man and wife. There's joy without any end, Allah's blessing on this day does descend.